Hello everybody, I'm Martin. Welcome to another episode of Minecraft Enigmatica 2 Expert. Today we are once again back in our Thaumcraft lab and we are going to try to finish it for real this time. The only thing we have left in the Thaumcraft chapter is the blank greater focus. And this should be well within our means, but we are going to start getting into some weird stuff because we need to go crack open a rift somewhere for the first time and actually go seriously destroy the world. That sound like a plan? Let's go. This is, of course, not the sort of thing one does in one's own home. So here I am in the Twilight Forest, and I just killed another Naga, and took his poor defenseless lair, and we're going to go crack open a rift here, hopefully. So let's toss the source of all evil, the home PC, in this crucible, and knock it over. And there's the little noodle of death. Let's scan that. Alright, and now what we need to do is wait for this to actually cause taint. And then a seed will appear, it'll start tainting all of the normal vanilla blocks, and we'll scan those and get hopefully some more unlocks. Yep, that opened up a whole bunch of stuff up here in fundamentals, including flux cleanup, which I need to go get some research for. Alright, so I think I need to go back and actually go do the research to unlock those last couple things, and hopefully we can finish this chapter out. Well, good news, bad news. I unlocked all of this stuff, including the means to clean up flux, as well as the means to close them with the Causality collapser. But the Causality collapser is kind of a pain to make. We can make them, but it's not cheap. The upside is we only need one primordial pearl total in this pack. They don't appear to be used in anything else, so we don't have to create some way to auto farm this, because that's not pleasant from what I've seen. But the other flip side is they apparently only have about a 10% chance to drop a pearl in the first place. And the bigger the rift, the more likely it is to drop a larger pearl. So I'm going to let this one grow. I'm going to let this explode on its own. We'll see how this works. And then I might have to make some Causality collapsers and try to force it to happen. If we don't get lucky in the first try, which at 10%, we're probably going to have to do like 100 of these, because my luck is terrible sometimes. Alright, so I'm not going to lie, I waited for a while, I got extremely impatient, this just didn't progress very quickly, so I made the Causality collapser. The problem with the Causality collapser is it requires a morphic resonator, which requires rare earths, which is a rare drop from mining or from smelting ores in the infernal furnace. And I've only got 6 of them total, and I just used one of them. So I can only make 5 more of these, so we need to hope I've got some good luck doing this. So I guess let's see how this goes. Well, that sure seems like it didn't work. So, fun fact, this is my second Causality collapser, because despite the fact that all the verbiage people use with it say to throw it, despite the fact that it's round and looks like something you throw, don't use Q. That just gets it destroyed. You're supposed to right click it. Let's try this again. And as expected, void seeds and no pearl. So I guess I need to make some more Causality collapsers and hopefully get some more rare earths out of my furnace, because this could take a few tries. 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I had to stop after that, because if you look in the upper left corner, closing all those rifts generated an awful lot of warp, and I got nuts. So I actually had to go work with Thaumcraft. That doesn't mean I'm happy about it. So I guess we're going to have the talk I hadn't intended to have. So here we have the smeltery. I have 3 venting ports on it to reduce the warp coming out of it. On the back, I have the filling Essentia transfusers on the alembics. These are automatically piping them into the jars within range, so it's automatically filling these up now without any sort of piping. This is why I said these are actually important. I also created the Thaumatorium, which has the emptying Essentia in it. And this, you put the catalyst you want in here, it shows you the recipe that you need to make it. So in this case, it would be Salus Mundus would do this. It'll then pull all of these into this and then dump it out into this chest here. So I've created sanitizing soap and purifying bath salts because I said I was going crazy, right? This will help with that, but it's going to take a while, and I did this because this vastly speeds up the process of making them, because making that stuff by hand is just not fun. So I would say back to our regularly scheduled rift closings, but if we look up here, you can see that I've got a rift inside my compact machine, or rather above it somewhere that I can't actually close. So that's going to taint this place at some point too, and I'm going to have to deal with that. When it does finally collapse and taints this area, it's going to turn the vanilla Minecraft blocks into taint blocks, and I think so far in here the only thing that might be affected is that crafting table right there. So I might get out of this mostly unscathed. Oh, and that bookshelf. That bookshelf's probably also going to go. But you get the point. So almost none of the stuff is in here is that. I've also reorganized a little bit. If we come up here, you can see I moved the infusion altar above it. It should be within range of the bottles. If it's not, I can move the bottles up a couple squares, but they should be fine. It should work as normal. I also added a bunch of skulls, although I think they might have been there in one of the other ones, and they act as stabilizers. Same with the candles. And up here I have the purifying bath spa thingamabobber that mixes the purifying salts with water to create a bath that gives warp ward. Stain in that, get the warp ward, and then use the sanitizing soap, and you can start getting rid of that lighter colored purple that makes up most of my bar. That's the sticky warp. It also immediately purges all temporary warp, which is a lighter color that's not currently there because I have used sanitizing soap. You generally only get the bad warp effects if you have temporary warp, not the sticky or the permanent warps that are on my bar right now. So I'm not going to get attacked right now as long as I clear it off pretty quickly. So at this point, I have to go try to create an even bigger rift than I did before, but I've heard there might be a relatively easy way. Supposedly if you dump the contents of 2 full warded jars of all of their Essentia, that's enough to cause a max-sized rift. I don't know for sure, obviously I haven't tried this yet, and I'm going to toss a bunch of computers in the cauldron first too. I've still got to blow that one up, but the next one should be a max size one in theory, hopefully, possibly. I don't know, we'll see. Or there might actually be so much warp here that I can't actually empty any of this right now. That's actually interesting, I can't click on them. And if I look with the thermometer, you can see that the meter is completely pegged, so I guess let's open up this rift. Well, that sure doesn't look very big. And the last one only gave us 5 seeds, so that's a 5% chance drop from what I understand. So I guess we'll wait for it to eat some warp and see if it gets bigger. Well, I learned something new. If you hold down shift, it actually shows you the numbers in the upper left. So it's going down, but it's not going down very fast. Guess I'm going to be here for a bit. Hopefully this actually does something for me though. Alright, it's definitely grown a bit bigger. I'm getting impatient. I'm just going to blow it up. What I am, however, going to do this time is let this one over here grow and chunk load this and come back while I go do some other stuff, because I've got to go make some more causality collapsers. But yeah, I don't have the patience to sit here and wait. Hopefully it doesn't collapse on its own before then, but it's getting constantly fed with a ton of flux right now, so I think we're okay. Oh, and look what I come home to. A taint seed. Alright, I made a couple more causality collapsers, and this one's gotten pretty big, so I'm going to blow it up and cross my fingers. And again. Alright folks, I hate to say it, but I'm throwing in the towel. I knew I was going to get blocked on Thaumcraft at some point potentially, but I wasn't expecting it to be due to a random dice roll. So I have lost track of how many of these rifts I've closed. I didn't show them all on camera. And this is why I don't like Thaumcraft. Between this and completely destroying my sanity level to the point where it's not safe for me to idle means that I am not a happy camper. So I'm probably going to be finishing off this chapter off camera entirely. I'm going to have to do it slowly over time, as well as generate a ton of sanity soap just to fix the sanity problem. And I got to be clear, the first part of this took me maybe like an hour to film. And then the rifts took me about 3 nights worth of content and just not getting anything moving forward. So I am not a fan of Thaumcraft 6. Anyhow, as always, I'm Ard. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.